but 61 at our last update. The question that was posed to me is how many were in the community itself. And the last number that I remember seeing was 150.
Okay. And can you share with me the numbers of what the profit or loss is by this post office?
From the last 4 years, we were looking at originally prior to December, we were only looking at 2008 or 2007 up to 2010. It's now gone 2008 to 2011 as we have that information available. 2008, it was 10,000, 10.7, I believe.
10.5.
10.5.
FY was 9,200. FY10 was 8,700, and FY11 was 7,900.
And that's a negative.
No, that was the income that came into the post office.
So the income has increased, of course.
No, decreased.
Oh,
Decreased.
Decreased every year.
Okay, so it's been decreased.
I guess one of the things I could mention is that with each study there was 53 within the Northern New England district. And we looked at them based on some criteria out of headquarters. It was whether they showed declining volume, declining workload, alternate access points that were available within a 10-mile radius. One of the things that Danville was identified as having was the declining workload. The first point of it's being looked at when it came out from headquarters is that it was at 1.4 as a daily hourly workload. And that's looking at the factors that were involved in what the personnel there have to do. We back out any admin hours, which is the normal things that a postmaster do paper-wise, then it's your actual working, it's your actual selling of stamps, boxing, and mail up. So Danville was looked at and chosen as being decreasing the workload, the declining of the revenue, and the alternate access points, having post offices on either side, one 3.5, one about 4.5 miles away.
Are you operating the Danville post office at a loss?
Yes. Most post offices are. That's not a bad thing. It's not. That's. I mean, that's a.
It seems to be, unfortunately, the rule. I understand the postal service is a business, albeit it's somewhat maybe perhaps subsidized by federal government.
No, it's not.
No.
We
Not
receive no
subsidized at
tax
all.
revenues. All of our operating income comes from the sale of
And I
postal
thought it was
services.
probably gone away.
No.
Well, it's strictly a business. So you've got these metrics which are incontrovertible. They are a matter of record. And so the next question is, what sort of things would weigh with the district decision makers as far as to keep this post office open beyond, we would all like it to remain open because it serves us, because all the things you see in the survey forms which I highly return. So what sort of things would weigh with the decision makers in your experience?
In mine, there's certain things that I'll really always see. I won't always see, but they're out there, and that is petitions, congressionals, discussion. You know, it's not for us to obviously, as a district, we're proposing something, but congressionals have a lot of. I know what's going on.
Indeed, I've had congressional inquiries, and of course it's my duty, so I understand.
Sometimes it may not pertain to this office, but distance and hardships that could be that we may not be able to overcome.
Or that we may not be aware of.
Yeah, that we're not aware of and that we couldn't overcome. Those are some of the things that can change.
We live in a time where the services provided to the population is increasing in what it has been in the past. Over the years I've been here, and I've not been here as long as many others have, but I've watched the hours of the post office diminish. I used to be able to go to work for my duties, and if I left at a time when I could barely make it back here in time before the post office was closed, I could pick up my mail. Currently, my mail is picked up by my teenage daughter, so it's home from us, and that's how I get my mail. If I have to go to Auburn, my teenage daughter does not be able to do that. So I will have to find some alternate method of acquiring my mail service through Google and so forth. But to go back to the point, you've explained how, distance and these other factors are concerned. So anybody here who has a hardship should bring it to your attention, and you're going to say, well, what way can we mitigate that? Rural delivery. Will the savings, if you do a delivery service here, what do you expect will be the change in the economics as far as the cost of that? You know, on a cost study.
It's going to cost, it'll be a cost of about $5,300 added to a route out of the Auburn post office. All told, that we take that against what the 10-year savings would be. And this 10-year savings right now is looking right around $157,000, which is, from the studies I've shown, to be honest, is on the low side of the savings over a 10-year period.
Right. That's a low estimate of what the savings would be. So in order to economically come back and say, keep Danville post office open because we'll get an increase of revenue from this post office, be it because if I was able to somehow manage to get more people to buy stamps or other things through this small office, there'd have to be something that would overcome that savings.
It would have to be overwhelming, seeing as a 4-year period of a decline, and then the sales at that low. Speaking for myself, knowing what my senior management will see and look at, and they'll look at that revenue that low, that there would have to be some significant coming in. And then
right, some industry that we create a bunch of mail flow and purchases occurring, money orders, all those sorts of things. And this has been, I apologize, I've been having kind of a two-way communication with Jim, but I wanted to get some of this economics because I fully realize this is an economics-based decision. And it's
yeah, company-wide, coming from the headquarters now. It's a matter of, we had some prosperous times, and we just ballooned in all the infrastructure that we did. And then whether you want to call it the depression or whatever we've gone into now, the economic downturn, we've seen with technology the decrease in the use of the mail, going to online services. And it struck the post office, and we've been working on it for over the last 4 or 5 years. And it started with basically within our own ranks, cuts at headquarters, eliminating districts and areas, going to a 20% cut in the last round from the top down, sticking strictly with management. It's gone to AMPS, or area mail processing center studies that are ongoing, where we have a little over 300, I think it's 70, and we're trying to get it down below 200.
We're at 551, we're cutting 252. That's our big plan. It's our big processing plant. You've probably seen it on the news recently where we've had studies. I mean, one of the things that is a key driver of the whole thing, like Jim said, is what's happened since 2008 is we used to handle 212 billion pieces of mail a year. Last year, FY 2011, we only handled 165 billion. That's a 47 billion drop, which is nearly 25% of our total mail pieces that we handle for our infrastructure. We don't have that capacity. We don't need the capacity anymore.
Right. The changing technology, the time, the internet, and the telephone, and cellular phone, all these kinds of communication have caused the letter writing of the decrease in paper and paper form. This post office has been open for an extremely long time. It weathered the Depression, which was of the 1929, and it managed to stay open. Now, I understand that as things have changed. It was still all paper, but there was not technology. And I understand the economics of the decrease in volume.
And we were subsidized by the federal government.
Prior to 71.
So what I'm going to come to a kind of a case here. And to my fellow residents, I think the thing that we need to do is we need to contact our our congressional representatives and get them involved, because that's one thing we can do that can have an effect. The other thing we can do is we can, as a united group here in Danville, collectively sign a petition which says we would like to have the post office remain open. And we will make an effort to buy our stamps and our posters and our services through this small post office. That may not come up against much against the projections which they made for the savings for the rural carrier. But those are what Jim and Randy and Lee have indicated would be something we could do. And if you're the messengers and you're doing a very good job and you've done your homework and you incredibly explain these figures from your head, it means you've prepared for this meeting. And I appreciate that. Is there anything else besides a petition and contacting our representatives and perhaps demonstrating some hardship and that's not able to receive our mail? Beyond that, we could do to perhaps affect the decision and the ongoing study.
I'm an ex-Marine.
You understand what I'm
And
talking
one of the
about?
things, one of the things that could happen, and this might, no, this shouldn't make anything bad, but if I made a mistake procedurally in the course of the study and how it goes forward, it is something that could cause it to be overturned.
Understood. If you made an error in the process of notification or anywhere along the administrative process, highlight that.
I will tell you, Jim has done this many times.
We can cause it to start over.
I have.
And just remember who your boss is.
No, but my answer is I'm very prideful of my work. And I mean, honestly, that's one of the places get overturned, not here in northern New England. That is something that can happen. There are places that I'm working on right now where, people are, they're dissecting what's in that record.
What I say too is use the whole process. There's a whole process. There's an appeal process, there's everything. Use the whole process. Write the letters, contact your congressman, do those things,
And when there's appeal, time to appeal, and go through and make it.
You use
just
the
like we
process.
did with the zoning in Danville and trying to fight that, let's do the same thing here.
And we were successful once, because this was on the list at one time before, and we
Yes,
need
you
it
were.
back.
Yeah, I saw that, it was in the files. It was all back. It's not, I wasn't homework, I was going through the files, and I'm like, oh, that looks familiar. So I read it. And there's a striking resemblance to that study to what's going on today. Not as much as where we stand as the post office and our losses, is where it stood, what was going on in the background with the Postal Service and Congress. There's some similarities there, that there was issues going on, that the post office was looking for something and Congress was demanding something else. So, a lot of times it ends up, it's that big ostrich in the room, is what goes on above us, And I don't know where things are gonna land down the road, but there was a similarity between those two, between then and here, that Congress and the Postal Service were in talks. Yes, yes.
I know a lot of small business people who do a lot, who use the mail a lot. We use the U.S. Postal Service probably for some things more than UPS because it's, believe it or not, it's easier, less paperwork. They get frustrated because Lewiston can be very busy, Auburn can be very busy. So when people would actually ask me about this post office, can they come and do everything here that they could do? And almost most of the things they can. So I know one small business person who does come and do her business here at this post office. So no lines, no lines.
Yeah. Well, and even in the bigger places where there is lines, and people always, they'll mention, oh, I'm gonna go to FedEx, I'm gonna go to UPS, I go out to my own town, and I'm like, where would I go? And my father used to be a manager at UPS, and I mean, where do I go to mail this package that somebody has to send back? Well, I'm gonna have them come pick it up at my home. I'm gonna get charged for them to come to the home. The Postal Service with you.